Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, everyone. Thank you, thank you for being there. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. You're all welcome to the show. Thank you for being there. It's been a pleasure meeting you all. This is your host, Fritz Misodi. Today we have a lot to talk about, and we all know some information that is reaching us is that the Restoration Council of Ambazonia has a meeting, the General Assembly meeting today, 8 p.m. Amber time. 8 p.m. Amber time. So please make it a moment to be with the Restoration Council. 8 p.m. Amber time. 8 p.m. Amber time. It's very important because the Restoration Council is the main council that we all know that runs all the activities like the parliament, the people's parliament. So please make it a time and a date today, 8 p.m. Amber time, to join the Restoration Council in their activities today. So please don't forget, join the Restoration Council today, 8 p.m. Amber time. It will be a very great moment. As you all know, they have a lot to tell you Ambazonians of what is going on and what you want to know or you want to understand about the activities that they carry out as the Restoration Council. Okay? So, ladies and gentlemen, you are now live on ID Mind Media Radio and Television. You are live. I want to talk about the Restoration Council message from the spokesperson of the Restoration Council. Okay, so it's very important for you to get the message from the Restoration Council, which is very important, and they're trying to announce about the meeting. So let's take a listen and we'll go from there.
Saturday, the 29th, 7 p.m. Amber time. Saturday, October 29, 7 p.m. Amber time. The Restoration Council of the Federal Republic of Ambazonia will be holding its regular General Assembly meeting. The Restoration Council of the Federal Republic of Ambazonia will be holding its general session this Saturday, October 29. Talk to your Restoration Council members. Share your concerns to them about the nation. And let your Restoration Council members share their concerns to you about the nations. Ask the questions that you want. And tell them to bring your concerns to the floor in the Restoration Council. And make sure you follow up with them with feedbacks of their concern or questions. Remember, this great institution was given to us by our forefathers and mothers. It is our obligation and moral obligation to build it bigger, stronger, and stronger, and bigger and stronger than ever. Again, this great institution, the Restoration Council of the Federal Republic of Ambazonia, was given to us by our forefathers and mothers. It is our moral obligation to build it stronger, better, and bigger. Let no one mislead you astray to destroy your institution. When this fight started, Ambazonians, when this fight started against the evil regime of La République du Cameroon in our homeland, the Ambazonian atmosphere was flooded with and bombarded with expressions like strong men, not strong institutions, strong institutions, not strong men. The Ambazonian atmosphere was flooded and bombarded every day with expressions like strong institutions, not strong men. Strong institutions, not strong women.
So you're listening to the spokesman of the Restoration Council.
Take a look at the many of your brothers and sisters. How many people still follow and respect these principles? How many are still walking the walk and talking the talk? How many have been carried away by their personal desires? Do you have what it takes to liberate Ambazonia? Do you have what it takes to liberate a people? These are the questions we must be asking ourselves in these difficult times. These are the questions we must be asking ourselves in these testing periods. Because to build a home, it takes good moral characters.
So that is the Restoration Council. The spokesperson of the Restoration Council.
Strong moral characters. But to build a strong, stable country, you need strong principles. How many of you are still working in the principle of strong institutions, not strong men and women? So my fellow...
Yes, you have heard from the spokesperson of the Restoration Council. He has reiterated on the meeting Saturday, this is October 29. So we have to be there at 8 p.m. our time. It's a meeting that has been announced, and your presence is really highly needed. Okay, today Saturday, 8 p.m. our time. You have heard from himself. He's talking about strong institution, not strong men. Because if you see any strong democratic nations, they have strong institutions, not strong men. And we have to help the Restoration Council build that strong institutions we all are craving for. Okay? Thank you all very much. We know of the Canada conference that was organized by the Prime Minister and the head of government of La Republic. And we know of some of our brothers who attended and were part of it. But you all know it is always, there's always hitches when it comes to anything like a war and negotiation, settlement of the dispute. A lot of things are intertwined when it comes to that. So it is very important that we know what's going on. But from the information that we get, we see instead something of a grocery of decentralization that they tried to say that was what was discussed in Canada. We don't know yet. We don't know. Those who attended, we are still waiting for feedback from any member of the frontline leaders who attended. But what we know is that most of the discussions were geared towards decentralization. And we all know decentralization is not a new phenomenon in Cameroon. Okay, it has been there forever. Okay? Especially when it comes to trying to give power to the regions. Okay, we know in 1994 there was a kind of law that was passed in La Republic called decentralization, and later they changed it. But all these have never been implemented even. Okay, another law came in the 2000s, 2000 something there, and they also passed another law in the parliament of decentralization. But nothing changes. All these things are just in paper. Okay, there comes after the crisis in 2016, the first time that they name an Anglophone or a Southern Cameroonian as the Minister of Territorial Administration. Atanganji Paul is the first Minister of Territorial Administration and decentralization. That is the position he has. Okay, but you all know what is Atanganji trying to decentralize there. There's nothing they can decentralize because all power belongs to Yaoundé. So all these things are just fake promises, fake laws, fake bills passed. Everything is fake in La Republic. Anyone trusting these people, whatever they do, know that you will be doomed because they have no promise is kept. This is a big grocery of decentralization that they took to Canada to go and show people that this is what they want to build in Cameroon. I don't know what form of decentralization and if it's their own way of telling us of federation or what, but we don't know. But what are they trying to say? Are they trying to tell us that this time the decentralization is going to be serious, or the laws in Cameroon going to be decentralized to the regions, or they're going to respect or they're going to have a federal or decentralization law or is it a constitution? Okay, let's see, because La Republic, they are always doing this. This is a big book that was taken to Canada to go and show some of the frontline leaders who went to Canada. This book has nothing to do with Southern Cameroon. It's just to fool the people that they're trying to share power to the region, whereas it's a big nut. Okay? Nobody has to buy this thing that they're trying to do because nobody will ever decentralize those people's power. They like power as hell. Okay? But we all understand. Our parents joined this union. They voted to join this thing with La Republic because of power sharing. There was that agreement, okay, of power sharing. And you understand, in the 1960s, our people still had their government. Even though they joined the Republic, they never disrupted their government. The government was still in place. Joao was still the prime minister. He had all the other people. Remember of NMBile, who was minister of agriculture. They had all the ministers. But while they were still in that kind of form of union with La Republic, they never said they had any government. There was a government. So when they talk of decentralization, while most of the frontline leaders, President Chris Ano is talking of root cause, the root causes of the problem. So how do you square that up when we are talking of the root causes to go back to the drawing board? We know where the problem is, okay, where we have to give some compromise or where we have to stand and where La Republic has to go. Okay? It's about going to the root causes and talking what was the problem from the beginning. Okay? So when people are still talking about this and that, that is all has nothing to do with the importance of the crisis. Okay, some of our people understand that yes, negotiation has its ups and downs. Negotiation has uh, sometimes you hear of issues that are going on. Sometimes, okay, but in conflict resolution, okay, this is always the integral part of every human society. We have to understand that in every conflict there must be a negotiation. Okay, but we should understand also that the negotiation never takes the same trend or the same structure like all conflicts. So we should understand that. So I understand some people might not like it that the La Republic are not trying to open up with the negotiation. They're trying to show some other arena. They're trying to see if our people can accept decentralization. But they are trying to test the waters. Okay, they are trying to test the waters. Okay, the conflict between concept or ideas may lead to the creation of new concept. When you have this idea of decentralization, but they know Amazonia will not take decentralization. They know that very well. They're trying to test the waters of the concept of decentralization and see if those concepts, okay, can tackle these situations. Okay, but no matter what happened, conflict resolution is a skill. This skill, we need leaders who, if they are going to this, they are representing their groups or anything that they have, that they are frontline leaders. They need these skills. These skills are needed for a wide range of positions across many things that we do in life. This requirement is based around the fact that conflict tends to reduce productivity and generate a kind of difficult working environment, especially when it comes to conflict or war. Okay, it might lead to kind of undesirable turnover or maybe undesirable outcome. Okay, and maybe also reduce some confidence among the people involved. But I'm saying this because we have a lot of issues that we have to tackle, especially when it comes to those aspects that we deal with La Republic. La Republic has a lot of people who are helping them to work on their resolution of this conflict. They are having a lot of consultation, okay? A lot of consultation, and they know that they are dealing with a lot of intelligent people in Ambazonia too. Okay, but we should understand. Okay, one, conflict resolution. We have to understand. We have to recognize the parties involved to solve the problem. If La Republic want to really solve this problem, they have to recognize that these are Southern Cameroonians. They have to recognize the leaders, the frontline leaders. They have to recognize, okay? Because in any conflict resolution, it is something that is reciprocated, okay? It's a reciprocated agreement to address the matter and find some kind of resolution in the problem, okay? But when you tend to shy away, like they did for the Swiss-led negotiation, that is a form of withdrawal or a form of not recognizing the other party, which is not good when it comes to conflict resolution. You must recognize and sit on the same table. This has nothing to do with trying to be okay. Detecting those changes of attitude is what we are trying to see in the Republic. The Republic will change its attitude, change its stance. Okay, they accepted with the Swiss government to be at the negotiation table in Switzerland. Then what happened for that change of attitude or change of behavior, we don't know. Then they were calling us down to Canada. Okay, this kind of change of attitude gives a kind of very cloudy environment when it comes to negotiation. But that's why we want people who are really, really skilled in conflict resolutions, because La Republic are hiring a lot of skilled experts. There's a lot of skilled expertise dealing with this for La Republic. So we should know that. So any frontline leader who is willing to take part in any form of dialogue, negotiation, conflict resolution should be skilled in what this is about. Because it's not about just going there to go and represent your, we have to be willing to do this as a team. It should be unanimous agreement for all the frontline leaders. We don't want people going haphazard to go and represent people. We don't want that kind of representation. It doesn't tell well. We know what the international community has been saying about this. It doesn't tell well with the nature when you have people who are divided. These people go and say yes, this one go back and say no. This one say this one say no. Okay? Frontline leaders should know if that conference is dealing about arbitration. They should know these differences. They should know if that particular conference they're going is just about mediation or about negotiation. They should know all these terms, and each conference, that's why we will not have the same way or format of dialogue or negotiation like every other country. Okay? Like the Republic, they are very cunning. So they will look for all the shortcuts towards negotiation. We have to know that. They are not like most other countries that they are open, they are not corrupt, okay? Who go for straight talk and look for a resolution of that conflict, okay? We have to know what life already is, okay? Negotiations. What is negotiation? How those principles add up to give that deal making in that particular problem. We have to send skill expertise. I will not emphasize on this because any people going for any talk, be it small, be it big, be it whatever, must be experts. Okay? People who have some form of skill to negotiation, because you cannot go to a negotiation and go and pack you people in one room like they did in Fumban. That's why people always talk that we don't want Fumban to repeat itself. We don't know why they're saying that, because our parents were not skilled in negotiation. They went to Fuman, they had no document. They went and put them in somewhere and they signed. They were even not even, they didn't even sign anything. They just went there, drink wine and champagne and smile and came back and said they came from negotiation. We just saw this in what happened in Canada. Look at the big grocery that they like probably went and brought that they got from Canada. Look at that, the very big book. That's the book. Is that negotiation? Is that decentralization? Is just like telling us that we are still part of Cameroon. Because it has nothing to do with the form of state. It has nothing to do with the constitution. It has nothing to do with institutions. Okay. Whereas during the period of federation, it was a lot of power sharing. Our parents were the one controlling their own police force. They were the one controlling agriculture. They were the one controlling energy. Yes, energy, agriculture, education. Those aspects were controlled by the people of Southern Cameroon with their own government, their own House of Chiefs, House of Assembly. It wasn't, everything wasn't in Yaoundé like it is today. So accepting this kind of thing is just like saying, okay, let's just stay there. No Southern Cameroon, no name, no anthem, nothing. No. We can't accept that thing. La Republic must recognize us as a country. Special status is not a recognition. It's just like say, okay, you this slave boy, take this name. That's your name for now. They don't have to give you any name. They don't have to give you any name. We have our name, Southern Cameroon Ambazonian. Ambazonia is a name that we accept. Okay, we accept, and we are going to use that name as our name that came from the root from Ambazonia, Ambas Bay. Okay, we know of a Fongondi Dinka who came up with this name. So we have to remember that name. That's the name that makes us a people. And we cannot be shy away from our own identity. Okay. I want us to talk about this because it's very important, especially when it comes to uh, when Ijo came to power, there was a lot of power sharing, and we all understand that. Okay, but what do we have to say about anything that is going on when it comes to that? But before that, I want to play you a video about Boya. Okay, this is the real my trip to Boya, where you see the beauty of Boya, the capital of Amazonia. Okay, this is Boya. This is Boya. This is the real my trip to Boya, where you see the beauty of Boya from all walks of life. Okay. That is Boya. Okay. That is Boya. You can see the beauty, you can see everything that makes Boya. Okay. Boya, Southern Cameroon. That is Boya, Southern Cameroon. That is what they call Dirty South. Yes, Moliko. That is Moliko. You can see the University Junction. That's the University Junction. University of Boya Junction. Malengo Junction. That is the untapped Malengo. That is the capital of Ambazonia. That is the Moliko of Sport Stadium. That is Boya. Checkpoint Moliko. great support. Thank you for watching. Thank you. That is Boya. That is when we say my trip to Boya, that is a real trip we're talking about. Okay, that is going to Boya and see the beauty. Okay, Boya is very beautiful. That's the capital city of Amazonia. Okay, we have a lot of people who said, "Oh, Boya should be changed, or they should send the capital to Limbe," and all those kind of. Okay, those people have not been to Boya. They don't know the beauty of Boya. Okay, when you see the beauty of Boya, you understand. Okay, thank you for watching that. This story is about Ahijo. Ahijo, okay, used his power to annul the federation, and he annulled the position of prime minister. Everything was anew. Okay, and Southern Cameroon had no more powers to be anything in that country. Today, the prime minister is like fifth position in the level of in the hierarchy of everything. Okay, the prime minister has no say, no powers, nothing. It's just a portfolio on his own. He has no power to do anything. But they say he's a head of government. Head of which government? Okay, you hear of what is happening now with power tussle between the Bulus, the Bias, the Shanta Bias, Kam, the Ngongo, and all those people. They have their camps already. Do you hear of they mention anything of Southern Cameroon there? No. They are fighting, they want to put Frank Bia, then Ngongo. The Bulus are fighting among themselves. Okay. Do you hear they even mention anything of power sharing with the people of Southern Cameroon? No. They have nothing to do. But I want you to watch this. It's a short clip about Aijo, okay? How he took the power and usurped the power for himself and illegally or unconstitutionally appointed Paul Biya, whereas he was supposed to be an Anglophone or Southern Cameroonian who was supposed to be there.
Pour les observateurs, les investisseurs et les partenaires du Cameroun, tout va pour le mieux. Le pays qu'il dirige est d'ailleurs désormais classé parmi ceux que l'on considère comme des nations en voie de développement.
Camerounais, mes chers compatriotes.
As you can see in the video, that is those are the people that were the henchmen of Aijo. Okay, they were the one that were being appointed to replace him when he was about to resign. Okay, and Paul Biya was then the Secretary of State for, one of the, I think, Secretary of State at the presidency. And he was so close to Aijo, and behind the mind of Aijo, he thought that he can be part of, Aijo will be part of the, or head of the Biya will be part of the government, head of the government, while he will be head of the CPGM, okay? By then it was a CNU, okay? Behind Aijo's mind, he trusted Biya. He wanted to have Biya by his side. But he resigning, he thought that he was still going to retain some of the powers. You understand? He never resigned. He in the way of giving every power to Biya. He was just wanted to step back and retain some power within the party. Then Biya will be head of the government and as the president there, you know. But Biya was very smart.
Est classé parmi ceux que l'on considère comme des nations en voie de développement.
That's Foncha.
Camerounaises, Camerounais, mes chers compatriotes, j'ai décidé de démissionner de mes fonctions de président de la République unie du Cameroun. En cette circonstance capitale, je voudrais du fond du cœur remercier toutes celles et tous ceux qui, depuis bientôt 25 ans, ont accordé leur confiance et apporté leur aide dans l'accomplissement de mes lourdes tâches à la tête de l'État. Je vous exhorte à demeurer un peuple uni, patriote, travailleur, digne et respecté. Vive le Cameroun!
Cette démission qui arrive un peu par surprise pour l'immense majorité de la population qui n'imaginait pas.
That is Aijo going to France to, as usual, you know, they usually had their powers from France, you know. Whatever they do, they go to France. Okay, it's just a short reminder of how we got here. You know, that is Aijo that gave everything out. Okay, the thing we have to understand is that La République is part of the pact, the colonial pact that was signed between La République and France. Okay, this is Jacques Chirac. That's what he's saying, that if they don't exploit African continent, then France will be zero. Okay, la France n'est pas permet d'anciennes colonies créer pour propre monnaie. They will not allow the former French colonies not to create their own money. Okay, that is very spelled out because they don't want to allow them to have their own money because they said it will be a catastrophe for France. Okay, that's what Jacques Chirac is saying. That's what Sarko, not this Sarko that we have here. That's their France, their own Sarkozy. That's it. Saying if they allow the French colonies have their own currency, it will be a disaster. So I'm bringing this because we know that France rules Ambazonia and La Republic together. Ambazonian and France and La Republic is being ruled by France. So some of us think that we are just trying to fight La Republic. No, this fight is not only against La Republic, okay? It's against France. Because La Republic still has this. La Republic is one of the biggest France or the closest friend to France. Okay, that's why when you see Macron came to Cameroon and went to Yaoundé, it was just to seal that friendship. Macron never told Biya to stop the war. He never. He instead told Biya to send special forces to Ambazonia to crush them. He asked Biya to leave the Swiss-led negotiation. Okay? So this is what France is doing to most of these former French colonies. Okay? They still use the French franc. They still use the French bank. They still has the French companies occupy most of the big companies there in their countries. So what is about new colonization or post-colonialization is what we see now in La Republique. Then do you think it's very, very feasible? I'm asking this to all the federalists. Do the federalists really think staying with these people will be safe and sound for the future of our own children, our children's children, next generations? What benefit do they think we can have, or that can come out of a federal system in this union? What benefit? Okay, so anything that these guys are saying, they don't know what they are saying. They have to go back to the drawing board, and check, okay, double check what they are trying to say. Oh, the federal system will be nice. This is good. We should consider having this and this. It is very, very wrong. It's a wrong message that they are passing. The federal system has worked in some countries, but it has failed in many African countries. Yes. For example, Nigeria. The Biafrans are under federal system. Okay? But why do you think they want to leave the system? Why? Because they have all the resources. But imagine their own fair share of that resources in Nigeria. Go to the areas of the Biafrans. You see how poor, how devastated it is. Poor infrastructures, very, very underdeveloped systems there. But imagine where most of the oil in Nigeria is coming from. It's coming from that area. Okay. But why do you think they want to leave this federal system in Nigeria? Why do you think most countries are holding referendums today? Because of the federal system. Most of them don't want, okay, in most countries that there is federal system, it has not been so smooth for the minorities. It's not a smooth thing, okay? It's not been smooth. That's why when people tend to support the federal system, or they don't know that, first, La Republique is not even ready for anything federal, okay? La Republique is supporting the decentralization and local development program. It's not federation even, okay? The ministry that they have, the Ministry of Territorial Administration, is still the Ministry of Territorial Administration, the same Ministère de l'Administration Territoriale et de la Décentralisation. They call it MINAT. So that ministry is already the ministry that is helping to do their decentralization. Then they went and just put an Anglophone there for the first time after 60 years. So Paul Atanganje is the first minister of the Minister of Territorial Administration and Decentralization for the first time. Okay, but why now? Why do they think that the decentralization of the government tax has been enshrined in their mindset? Okay, since 1996, they had the adoption of this decentralization law was also enacted, I think, in 2004. Yes, 2004. But the establishment of these bodies, do they really help anything to decentralize to the regions? No. Okay. It's just a kind of law they say they have passed, but the implementation still faces diverse challenges. So whatever they do is just on paper. The Republic will never put anything serious. Okay, the way they tricked our parents back then, you have to be wise in anything you do with La Republic today. Okay, the administration, the La Republic administration continues to be extremely centralized. Okay, and the transfer of sector-specific responsibility to the municipalities is making only slow progress. There is no transfer of power between the central government and the regional government. even the funds of that they call it chief regional house of chiefs and regional house of funds or whatever they call it. They have no powers. Okay, they have no powers. They first they lack funds. They don't even have funds, sufficient funds to to help them even run their own local administrations. Okay, so what power do they have? Okay, everything is decentralized in that only on paper. Okay, when you hear of they talk of the that kind of thing, it's just on to fool the international community that they're trying to give some powers to the regions. Okay, the population has greater opportunities for participation and better access to the basic services as a result of the effective implementation. If they really implement this, you can see it's another form of federation. But do you really trust La Republic? We are taking the case of countries that have been under a federal system, but the minorities want to still leave the union. Quebec, for example, they have held two referendums. Northern Ireland, okay, they have held referendums. Even in Spain, the Barcelona is in a minority area that they call it Catalans. The Catalans they have had many other referendum to leave Spain. Okay, the Biafrans have had their own referendums. They want to leave. Okay, in Asia, you have Taiwan, you have Hong Kong, who China still claims to be part of them. But they want to be independent. Nobody wants to be tied to another country. Okay. What do you think Russia is doing in Ukraine? It's because of that. Russia wants to still the post-colonial idea is still embedded in most of these countries. Russia wants to take Ukraine by force, an already independent country and already, you know. So these are the things that countries have to discourage when it comes to this new colonial tendency. Okay, trying to topple former colonial powers, trying to take powers from them away. Okay, the approach, okay, is that the decentralization program instead has lower leverage to the side because it has lower leverage to the side. It doesn't give power to this institution and to the regional areas. It just try to take away powers from them because it's only on paper. Okay, it's only on paper, and most of it has very poor result. Okay, the UK PM, the Prime Minister, the new Prime Minister of United Kingdom, is a very nice guy. He's said a lot of things. Okay, he is a very famous Indian but he was born in the UK from Indian parents, no doubt. He has really proven a lot. He has shown a lot of goodwill to really change things there in the UK, and we hope that his coming to power will not be like the predecessor who spent just 44 days in office. Okay, Liz Truss, that's her. She spent 44 days in office. That is the least time that anybody has been the prime minister in the UK. So it's just a sign that we are seeing, but it's a lesson to most of the leaders. Okay, when you know that you can do something, don't force yourself to do it. Okay, Liz Truss was the one criticizing Boris Johnson. Okay, for certain policies, she was the biggest critic of Boris Johnson. Okay, there she comes now in power. She cannot deliver. Okay, so that is what is happening, especially when you take over and you can do what you promise in your campaign. Okay, That is what happened. Let's listen to the PM.
I'd like to pay tribute to Liz Truss for her dedicated public service to the country. She has led with dignity and grace through a time of great change and under exceptionally difficult circumstances, both at home and abroad. I am humbled and honoured to have the support of my parliamentary colleagues and to be elected as leader of the Conservative and Unionist Party. It is the greatest privilege of my life to be able to serve the party I love and give back to the country I owe so much to. The United Kingdom is a great country, but there is no doubt we face a profound economic challenge. We now need stability and unity, and I will make it my utmost priority to bring our party and our country together, because that is the only way we will overcome the challenges we face and build a better, more prosperous future for our children and our grandchildren. I pledge that I will serve you with integrity and humility, and I will work day in, day out to deliver for the British people.
That is Rishi Sunak, the newly elected UK PM. So that is the first UK Prime Minister of color. So, you know, he's a very intelligent guy. He's a billionaire. He's one of the richest people in UK. You see, so that's how life is. It doesn't mean that you must be a person of a country or you must be native of that country to be rich. Okay, that is how it is. You just have your own conviction that you can make whatever thing you want. And okay, let's take a listen at what he has to say.
Rishi Sunak is to become Britain's third Prime Minister in just 7 weeks after being officially appointed to the position by His Majesty King Charles at Buckingham Palace overnight. The 42-year-old becomes the first person of Indian heritage to lead the nation after claiming victory in a fast-tracked leadership contest. The Prime Minister says he's humbled and honoured to have been selected, but addressed the profound economic challenges facing Britain following Liz Truss's tumultuous 50-day tenure.
I want to pay tribute to my predecessor, Liz Truss. She was not wrong to want to improve growth in this country. It is a noble aim. And I admired her restlessness to create change. But some mistakes were made. Not born of ill will or bad intentions. Quite the opposite, in fact. But mistakes nonetheless. And I have been elected as leader of my party and your Prime Minister, in part, to fix them. And that work begins immediately.
Outside Downing Street, Liz Truss delivered a departing speech before meeting the King to tender her resignation at Buckingham Palace. The outgoing PM congratulated Sunak as he embarks on his new role, while taking the time to thank those who supported her throughout her short stint in the country's.
As him pouring a libation in front of his office. So, you know, he's an Indian, and the Indians, they have the Hinduism, that's what they believe in. And they have their own libation that they believe in. You know, that's how the world is. They have different belief, different religion, different tradition. That's their own. That's him. So he's the guy that, man, he has been, you know, seen as one of the richest PM that has ever been in UK. He's also the youngest, 42 years old, okay?
To spend some time amongst friends in the midst of all of this. And can you please join me in just thanking Dollar for putting this on? Look, I've had a fun few days. I've been out and about talking to members across the country. I've been talking to them. They've been telling me things. I've been hearing what's on their mind, and I've heard so many of them all say to me, "Wow, Rishi, you're even shorter in real life." It's not been the start to the campaign that I would have thought, but it's been fine otherwise. But look, I'm standing here because, like many of you, this country did something incredible for our families, and it welcomed them here as immigrants decades ago. And that's why I'm here. My mum ran the local chemist in Southampton where I grew up. My dad was an NHS GP, and I was brought up with a certain set of values. I was brought up to believe that family is everything. Family provides the bond that no government can hope to replicate, and we must never lose that. I was brought up to believe in hard work, because if you work hard, there is nothing that you can't achieve in life. I was brought up to believe in the power of education to transform people's lives, that it was something that was worth sacrificing for, because that's how you built a better future. And I was brought up to understand the power of small business. I worked in my mum's shop. I worked in her pharmacy. I delivered medicines for her. I worked in the Indian restaurant as a waiter, and I saw firsthand, doing her books, her accounts, her payroll, just how powerful small companies are at providing jobs and opportunity for people in their community. Now, those are my values. I know they're all your values too. Those are the values that we cherish, that we hold dear, but they are also conservative values. And that is why I want to be Prime Minister, because this country did something great for my family. It enabled them and all of us to build a better life for our children. And as your Prime Minister, what I want to do is give everyone, millions more children and grandchildren, those same opportunities that I had. Now, how do we do that? We need to do three things. We need to restore trust, we need to rebuild our economy, and we need to reunite our country. Restoring trust starts with being honest. And as your Prime Minister, I will be honest about the challenges that this country faces. You've seen that in this leadership election so far. I have not taken the easy road. I could have said a lot of things that would have made my life easier. That's not leadership. Leadership starts with honesty. The country deserves nothing less. But trust also comes from doing the things that you say. And our government has to grip some of the challenges that we're facing in this country and solve them. So whether it's the...
Wow. That guy is so intelligent. I mean, when you listen to him, you see, intelligence, okay? Kanye West has had a lot of, backlash when it comes to his comment on anti-Semitic, those his comments, But when you listen to Kanye West, he has his own way of thinking, his own way of doing things, okay? His comment has really set him, Adidas have withdrawn their support for him. We have different organizations, bank, they have withdrawn, their support and sponsorship. But at the end of the day, Kanye still remains him. He said he's free now. He's free from all these sponsors and all. He can do his thing. Okay. He has no obligation to do anything again. He has to. All the business partners that were putting him in bondage, he's free now. Okay. That is how he looks at himself. He's not looking at himself like...
Is he crazy, or does he actually have a point?
Like, I have this tech company called STEM, right, that had the most successful launch in tech history with 80,000 STEM players as far as a first launch, right? We sold 80,000 STEM players back in February, and we went off the Apple platform, and now we're coming with the next generation that has a projector in it, and it's coming with 4,096 movies. I did that because my Amiga computer had 4,096 colors when I was in 7th grade. And also you can download films without having to use an Apple product. So I called this guy, and we're working on finishing up elements of the deal. And he's using emotional bullying, and like his shoulders are down, you could tell on the call. And he says, well, because of your comments, we're not going to be able to hire people. It's the people that we need. And I said, well, how many people do we have working for us? He said 60, and we have 40 part-time. I said, well, how many Jewish people do we have? He said, well, I don't know. Well, you have some. And I said, well, do we have black people working for us? He said, yeah. I said, how many? He said, 2. And I said, you're telling me we can't find 60 black engineers? Well, yeah. And see, that's where that comment that got me into so much trouble forced me to look at myself as the richest black man since Mansa Musa, right, with multiple tech companies. And where am I kicking the tires inside of my own company to ensure that I'm hiring my people? Because Chinese people hire Chinese people, and Jewish people hire Jewish people, and Catholics hire Catholics, right? But with blacks, we'll give our company to Bernard Arnault. We'll give our company to Mark Zuckerberg. We'll give our company away. And it would almost come off as anti-Semitic if I hadn't crossed that gun line so far to say, hey, I have to go and ensure that I'm hiring the brightest black minds to my black-owned tech company. You know, Kamala is our never again. We're never going to just hand something over.
Adidas isn't the only company dropping its connection with Kanye West. Here are the companies cutting ties with Ye after his anti-Semitic comments. Following Adidas's announcement, shoe retailer Foot Locker said Tuesday it will not be supporting any future Yeezy product drops. The company said, quote, "We have instructed our retail operators to pull any existing product from our shelves and digital sites," end quote. Gap severed its partnership with West in September when he accused the brand of breaking their contract. On Tuesday, it shut down its Yeezy-branded website and is taking, quote, "immediate steps to remove Yeezy Gap products from our stores," end quote. Major talent agency CAA stopped working with Ye within the last month. Studio MRC said Monday it will not be airing a completed documentary about West, with executives saying, quote, "We cannot support any content that amplifies his platform," end quote. Luxury fashion house Balenciaga, which was closely tied to West and had West walk in recent fashion shows, said Friday it, quote, "no longer has any relationship nor any plans for future projects related to this artist," end quote. West is no longer with the record label Def Jam, a Universal Music Group subsidiary, as he has fulfilled his contract, Forbes reported on Thursday. Read more about the company's statements at Forbes.com.
That is the issue now with Kanye West. But if you know of Dr. Louis Farrakhan, who has been a proponent for, anti-racial and anti-black, he has been a proponent about that. And he said this about Kanye West and why Kanye West has a right to defend or favor his own people, okay? Listen to him.
Now the ADL has jumped on Kanye West because he said black people don't have the same level of connections as Jewish people. Black people don't have the same connection as oil people, quote. Did he lie? No, he told the truth. And the ADL, Mr. Foxman, issued a press release on the second day of December 2013. And this executive director said, quote, "If the comments are true as reported, this is classic anti-Semitism." There it goes again. The age-old canard that Jews are all-powerful. No, you're not all-powerful, but you certainly are powerful. And you control the levers of government. You don't want to admit it. But as a celebrity, you're telling Kanye West he should know better. He does know better, and that's why he said what he said. Then you said to him, we hope that he would take responsibility for his words, understand why they are so offensive, and apologize to those he has offended. You know what, Mr. Foxman? I wish you and I could have a dialogue. You wouldn't put that small-time stuff over on me that you put on scared to death Negroes, that if they mention Jew and you call them anti-Semitic, they start bowing to you and your pressure. Kanye West, don't bow to the pressure to apologize to anybody. You said nothing wrong. Who are you, Farrakhan, to tell him that he said nothing wrong? I am directly from the Christ and the Messiah. So what I tell you has more weight than anything that these enemies might want to say. You have nothing to apologize for. It is their fear of the truth. And that's why it gives me pleasure to defend my brother.
Yeah, so that is the Dr. Rui Farrakhan, who is very strong proponent on blacks, anti-racial, anything against the blacks. He's very against that. So he defends Kanye West. Okay, I want to bring up our brother, who also said that Kanye West comments were somehow, a message to the community, African community, and Ambazonia. You listen to him and you give your own comments on that. Okay, you comment down and give your own comments. Take a listen. That is Tapang Ivo.
Very popular statement that has been made by Kanye West. Different is a choice. And especially we Africans, black, castigating Kanye West for his hate.
Right.
Slavery is a choice. And to say that Kanye West is extremely very right in most parts because of what I say. It's every choice. Yes, it's a choice. Either choose this thing, the Black Republic to come, or you join us rebels in rebelling against slavery. And you either choose to be a slave in the hands of France, in the hands of French colonial, in the hands of French neo-colonial, or you join us in rebelling against those neo-colonial, those colonial. Look, our grandfathers fought slavery, and they fought slavery and dethroned some of their kings who were acting as ombudsmen, middlemen between the slave master and the slave. Let me explain. How you here have read history books of P.K. Vanstock and Julius Victor Gore? They may be of two different language instructions. God is francophone, and the other one is francophone. But they wrote one thing as common. King Bell and King Aqua, who were slave traders, they sold some of us as slaves to the slave master. King Bell and King Aqua sold the entire British Southern Cameroon for 2 bottles of schnapps. That is well documented. Any history book you read about Cameroon. Now let me explain. There is a slave trade because there is a willing buyer and there is a willing seller. When you have a willing seller, what and they sold us, it was slave trade. Trade meaning someone was buying and someone was selling. Now listen up this way. Does that exist today? Yes, it does. Cameroon has sold us to France. Cameroon has sold us to France.
That's true.
France acts as a master to most, if not 14 African countries. They've been kicked out of Central African Republic, in Burkina Faso,
All
and
those,
other countries, maybe like Chad. The current process going on.
you are correct.
If we have the choice, the power of choice, we have to rise up as Ambazonians against tendencies that promote slavery. We have the choice to either remain slaves forever or we stand up and say enough. As of today, we are no longer slaves. That is what Kanye West is passing across. And people who may not think deeper or even interpret words with deeper meanings will hang him. Stand to say that Kanye West is extremely, very right in most part because of what I will say. Is slavery a choice? Yes, it is.
Yeah, we've heard our brother Tapan Ivo, who really brought something here. But it's a lesson to some of us. Okay, I know Kanye West is very outspoken. He says what he wants. He doesn't care. He's outspoken. He doesn't care. He has his own views. Okay, but when it comes to Southern Cameroon, okay, we have to know that we are fighting against France and La Republic at the same time. We have two enemies: La Republic on one side and France on the other side. Okay, so it's not easy. It's not easy because when you see the world today, okay, the support that the world gives to countries like Ukraine, it's not the same support they are giving to us. Okay, it's not the same. Okay, it's not the same because we expected much from La Republic to come to terms with us. Okay, but look at this image. Look at this image. Look at this image. See Ukraine. See the support. Okay. Look at the support the world is giving to Ukraine. Look, this Ukraine war just started. Okay. That's it, January. The support that they have given to Ukraine alone, fight against Russia, is enormous. Look at the US. Look at the billions, 40 billion euro. Look at the money. Look at more than 40 billion that the US has given. Look at the EU. See how much money the EU has given. This is in billions, eh? Be very careful. This is not millions, this is billions. Okay? Look how much UK has given. Okay? At least 7 billion euros. Canada, Germany, Canada, Poland, Norway, France, you see, all of them, Japan, Italy. These countries are supporting Ukraine war. They have given them both material and financial support. That is what they are giving to Ukraine as support. So anything that you hear, anything that you see, know that it's all about the support. Okay? Let nobody tell you any other story. Let nobody tell you any other story. We are fighting this thing because we know La Republic is ready to fight till the end. Okay? They might be telling you of negotiation or whatever they are talking about. That's their problem. But La Republic is not ready to give up anytime soon. La Republic is ready to fight till the end. Okay? We might have some certain negotiations, we might have all those things, but until we know what we are going to do, that Obey will not leave us anytime soon. Okay? A very big lesson for us to learn. Very big lesson. Okay? Thank you. I'll be leaving you with this last word because we have a lot of we know that we have gone a long way. We have a lot of issues, but we have to know that our people are fighting a war of existence. Okay, one of our members of the Restoration Council made this comment. I want you to listen to him. He is a very industrious person. He has a lot of wisdom when it comes to this struggle. Okay. It's advising all the leaders, especially those leaders who went or did not go to the conference or negotiation. They have to understand that this fight is for everybody. It's not for everybody. It's not for one person or two person. Okay, the name calling is not important. Who is ready to fight to the end? It's the person that we have to know that this is how we have to do it. All right.
Thank you, Comrade Samantha. We can say because it's very difficult to end it. But I love that spirit that you have. And I think Comrade Jomba Akurubi campaigned actively for that Canada. But I think he ended up not going. Fontamniba did not go. They agreed on the Canadian process, but they did not go. For what reason, I don't know. Maybe they disagreed on one thing or they just didn't have the possibility of going. But Marianta, they come there and say, Boya is closer than ever before, based on their participation in Canada. Yes, I not deny, but my question, I say, why are they not coming out to tell us why they think that is closer than before? It looked like in their own APP meeting, they told people, but we were not there. But let them come out and tell all Ambazonians, not only the people, their followers,
Right.
what transpired in Canada and how Canada is greater. For me, I don't give me no problem. I will not demonize anybody who went to Canada, though I did not agree with the Canada.
Yes.
That is something we demonize people who did not come to Swiss.
Exactly.
And we demonize them. And now they're asking us, okay, the same question that you are asking Marianta, that what did you bring from Swiss? So anybody who is demonizing people who went to Canada because they brought nothing, please tell us what you brought from Swiss before you demonize those who went to Canada and did not bring anything. It doesn't mean that every talk that we will ever participate in will bring us something. Some will go until even 5 years and break apart. We have seen that in the world several times.
Right.
They will break apart. How many times have the Palestinians and the Israelis met together in Camp David? Several times. Under each president they meet. But what came out of that?
That's true.
But there are some other talks that they have met with other people like Jordan, and they have ended the war with Jordan. They have gone with Egypt and ended the war with Egypt. So it's not every talk that will go that will come out with something. We will participate in some and will come out with nothing.
Right.
So if we are thinking that every talk that we participate in must bring in something, then we will continue this cycle of demonization. If you participate this one, I will say, oh, because you are my enemy, you participate, I'm not going to participate. And then you are La Republic, you went to buy federation, you went to buy decentralization. And then I am participating in this one, I say, oh, this one is nice, let's participate. The other person will say, no, I'm staying away because you are this one, then you are going to buy, I will demonize you and say you are going to buy federation, you are going to buy decentralization. And this cycle will continue and continue. But I think that Comrade Chris had preached something else. And I think if we want to help him, help his agenda, we should follow him and preach that.
Unity.
Correct. Stop demonization. If somebody is doing something that you disagree with, you say, okay, I disagree with me, I'm not going to Canada, but I'm waiting to see what will come out of it. They go and come back. Canada went, it came out with nothing. But there's another conference on the 20th. Maybe by that time things will be clearer and we will participate in it. Things were not clearer from the beginning of Swiss. And we persuaded other people to join. And even at the end, even the Ayabacho, who actually said, I'm not participating because the Republic has not committed, finally came in.
Yes.
Just when the talks were breaking apart. And they are now, we cannot challenge they who say they will not come right now. They are the ones asking us that what became of the Swiss that you told us that was God sent. Yes. They're asking the same question we're asking about Canada now. So let us stop these kind of things so that we don't keep dividing ourselves. We don't make it very difficult for us to unite. We don't make it very difficult for us to cooperate.
Exactly.
Instead, I think that those of us who think that Canada was wrong should now be calling they who went to Canada and say, please, let's come together and draft a resolution. Let's come together and agree on what a clear talks will be that which all of us will participate.
Very important.
If you think that you are an adult in the house, that's what you should be doing.
Good.
Calling those and say, please, we went to Swiss and Swiss failed. You guys went to Canada and it failed. So let us not continue to deceive ourselves like this. Let's meet together and let's hold our own conference and see what we can agree on.
Exactly.
What are the necessities of a talk that can guarantee our participation? And you list them down. 1, it must be this. 2, it must be this. 3, it must be this. 3, those are the benchmarks that a conference will meet for us to participate. But if we just leave it to say, okay, each time they call a conference, Chris Ano say, okay, because Marianta is participating, I'm not going. Marianta say, because Chris Ano is participating, I'm not going. So that I will use it to demonize him and say Chris Ano has gone to buy federation or decentralization. Sako will say, I am not going because I will use it to say that Chris Ano has gone to buy federation or decentralization. And this is how it will continue. Even something that could have started. Every process starts at low level. It starts sometimes even informally. But if anybody here that Chris Ano is talking with Ngongo, they would just demonize him and say he is talking with La Republic, he's making negotiating at the back. No, we have to agree. Anything that will come genuine is something that we have to agree at the back. We have to talk at the back, have some low-level talks, and agree on the agenda, agree on the process, agree on what will be on the table, or agree that let us all of just come like that without anything can be on the table or like that. It has to start with some one person, either from La Republic, calling one of us to say, hey, look at what La Republic is thinking. Is that something you buy? Just to test you and see if it's something that you buy. If you say, yes, I'm open to a negotiation so far as it is holding in Ghana and not in Cameroon, then they will take it to the Republic and tell them that, okay, they have agreed to hold it. And then they will send out a low-level officer to talk with your own they will want to talk with you, but you can apportion your own low-level officer to talk with them and say, okay, if we have to hold in Ghana, Ghana must be a mediator or Ghana must be a facilitator. And this is who must come, this is who must be. This is what must be present, and this is what must be present. And you agree like that, and then before they take it and say, okay, you, President Chris, talk to Ngongo or talk to Prime Minister or talk to this.
Thank you.
And if you accept, you talk.
Thank you.
You may.
Thank you, Honorable. Let me continue because of time. You have just said everything because, this negotiation thing starts somewhere. It should start somewhere. Most of our people just want something that will be like an internationally recognized something at the same time. But anything that starts somewhere is good, and building up from there, arriving somewhere. I think that's a good idea because if all the frontline leaders can have one say, okay, all the frontline leaders have one say, okay, it will be good, okay. Why do we carry pride? Why do we carry pride and put in front? This life is not about pride. Leave pride aside. Let's put all the foreign leaders to come together as President Chris Ano is preaching unity for what? It's because we want everybody together, everybody on deck. It doesn't matter. People have issues. Everybody has, even your family, you have problems. You have problems in your family. But why are we so carried with ego? Why are we so carried with pride for nothing? We are all Ambazonians. We carry pride and put it in front. It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. Okay? We should learn to accommodate each other. We are all brothers, we are all sisters. I'll leave you with this message from Pastor Chris. Pastor Chris, not our President Chris, but Pastor Chris Eyakilome.
The more humble you are, the more the grace of God rests on you. Doesn't matter who the other fellow is and what he thinks about you, he's no factor in your life. That's important. Somebody may not like you, but he can't stop your progress. He can't change your greatness. You just keep going. Why one day they're looking at you like this, then they look at you like this.
Yeah, that's Pastor Chris. Very, very powerful man of God. You heard his saying to you people. Stay united, and I'll leave you with this, our brother, the Almighty FM King. Okay? Uno no go no. Uno no go no. Okay?
No go know
you for being there. Appreciate it. Thank you very much. And it has been a wonderful time. Thank you all, and God bless you all. Please share and share. And whenever you watch, share and share. Those people who are watching from Facebook, please don't forget to always share. Those who are watching from YouTube, please always share and share and share. Those people who are watching from Twitter and Twitch, please share, share, and share. Those people who are watching from YouTube, please don't forget to hit the subscribe button and hit the subscribe button for more videos updates. Thank you all, and God bless you, and see you in the next episode. Thank you very much.